In this video, I'm going to show you how you can grow your own Spotify playlist, either for promoting your own music, promoting the artist on your label, or for monetizing through a platform like SubmitHub or Playlist Push. And first, let me show you some of the playlists that I've grown over the past few years so you can see that I have some idea of what I'm doing. This is my Spotify account, and I will go and I'll just kind of briefly show you some of the playlists that I have. So I think this is my biggest one. It's got like 7,200 followers, modern pop and EDM. I got a mix of my own music throughout it, and then I have popular music, my friends' music, stuff like that. Songs to walk your dog to, 3,500. Game music, 3,000. FPS game music, 2,700. Lo-fi beats, 6,400. Another lo-fi beats, 3,600. Future bass, 1,200. EDM and chill, 3,200. Catchy rock and metal, 2,600. And all of the ones I just showed you were grown with Facebook ads. And that's what we're going to spend a lot of time in this video showing how to do, because if you're using Facebook ads, you don't need an audience already. There's ways to grow a playlist if you already have a community, like you have a YouTube channel, you're an Instagram influencer, you have a big TikTok channel, you can promote your playlist that way. But if you don't have an audience, then Facebook ads are a great way to do that, because you're reaching people on Facebook and Instagram to get them to follow your playlist. But this one here was actually grown organically. I never ran ads on this playlist. It just, it just started picking up traction. And I'll mention briefly some ways you can do that. Generally, it comes down to you want to title your playlist something that's appealing and is search-worthy, because people are searching for things like singer-songwriters, maybe certain keywords like lo-fi chill beats to drink coffee to. And if you have a good title and a good description, people might follow. But more importantly, I don't know if it's more importantly, you want to have a good image. And this is going to help both with your Facebook ads and getting organic followers on your playlist. So all of these are custom images that I made them all, but I used stock footage, and then I just color graded or added text or other stuff on top of the stock artwork, and use it in my playlist. You don't want to use copyrighted images. You want to make sure you have the permission to use it, which you can either use something like Unsplash, I think it's called, for free, or you can use Storyblocks or Shutterstock, I guess, if you wanted to pay more to make artwork like this. But very simple images, catchy rock and metal for working out. Picture of a woman looks like she's working out. So this is, these are my playlists. I do have more, but generally this is like roughly 30,000 followers worth of playlists, and I have small ones, and I have a lot of ones that just failed and then I stopped promoting. So that's the Spotify side of things. And one hand, what can you do with playlists like this? Well, one, when you're running ads to it, like you see song by me, 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 song by me. If I go to like the catchy rock and metal for working out, this is one of my side project bands. I'm the vocalist on this project. This is one of my bands. This is a friend of mine, one of my bands. You can kind of see, like you can use this to promote your own stuff. You can promote your friends, and you can get people to hear your music, but you're pulling them in with a playlist. And the reason why you might want to do this, and I wouldn't advise doing this 100% of the time compared to promoting your music by itself, but you can get pretty cheap cost per conversion on a playlist. And that's what we're going to cover next. What are we doing in the Facebook ad side? Well, if you've seen my videos, I generally like to run what are known as conversion campaigns, sending people to a landing page such as this, where there's a Facebook pixel on this page that tracks when people click this button. This works a lot better in my experience, and I've done this a lot, than using a traffic campaign and linking people directly to Spotify. You really want to be using pixel tracking for the stuff to work. You can get it to work with traffic campaigns, but it's way less reliable in my experience. So that's where services like Feature FM, which is what this is, or ToneDen is a great free option that gets the job done, or Hyped It, and a million other services that you can use. And I'll have links in the description for some of them below. Now, that's the kind of strategies. We're using a conversion campaign. We're sending people to that page. We're tracking when they click that button, and we're trying to optimize the campaign down. And the way we set up this campaign, and I'll just walk you through this entire thing. If we click Create New Campaign, we're going to run an engagement campaign. This might seem weird, but you'll see why in a moment. I'm going to click Continue. And I'll show you the ad for that catchy rock and metal one, so you kind of know aesthetically what should your ad actually look like. We're going to call this just Test Playlist Campaign. We'll turn on Campaign Budget Optimization. Set whatever daily budget you want. I probably wouldn't go less than 10 when you start. You can go lower over time. And we'll click Next. So that's the campaign level. Now in the ad set level, we're going to be defining our audience among a few other things. So first of all, we don't want our conversion to happen on our ad. Our conversion's happening on our website, right? Because we're sending people to this. We want to track when people take an action on our website. So we choose website here. Now for pixel, I'm using this particular pixel in this ad account. Conversion event, if for me, in this case, I'm using feature FM, this custom event, this custom conversion that I made. But if you're using tone down, which I'd recommend most people start with, you'd be using view content. And if you want to see how to set up the whole custom conversion event thing for Hyped It or Feature FM, you can check out this video right here, because the pixel stuff gets confusing, I know. Now we can get to the audience side of things. And generally for this, I'm not going to show all the countries that I would use here, but tiers 1, 2, and 3 is what I call. So you can look up Spotify countries. Now for playlist campaigns, you can actually target more countries than you would for a song campaign. The reason is, if someone's on the free plan of Spotify, they can't listen to any song they want, but they can shuffle any playlist that you send them to. So I would look up the Spotify country list if you don't have my tier list from my course. You can just look at the Spotify countries, remove all of Africa and Asia, pretty much. Those countries just don't translate as well. But then you can target the rest, and you should be good for your playlisted campaign. Ages, this is going to depend on the playlist. If you're doing a classical music playlist, you might want to do 30 to 60. But for like a catchy rock metal, I think I was doing like 18 to 45 or 18 to 50, something like that. And then you can do a few things with the targeting. We can target for Spotify. We can define further. And we can target for alternative metal. Or whatever your playlist is, right? If you're doing hip hop, you target hip hop. You know, if you're doing some unique thing, you target the unique thing. For my FPS gaming playlist, I think I did something creative where I targeted like Call of Duty, the game, and a bunch of Fortnite, I think League of Legends, and I think I targeted like Doom. Doom series, I think is what it was. And then, I just went down the list of various video games I thought the playlist would fit. And then I think I defined it further again by metal music, heavy metal music. I think I might have added some other things in here like death metal and alternative metal, just to kind of hit a metalcore probably. And then, that's what I did for that. Now, if that's because it's a gaming playlist that revolves around a genre. But if you're just doing something simple, like just a rock or metal playlist, you can add an alternative metal. That would be a good target for this type of playlist. And maybe you'd broaden up a bit by doing maybe hard rock or metalcore, whatever. Now we get to the placements. And for this, we're going to first turn off a lot of these that just don't really make sense for music, either because they're image only or they're not platforms where people are generally actively engaged. We really want to find people when they're looking to kill time, when they have the chance to go and check out our playlist. And these placements here are typically what I use, these 7. So basically 4 feed placements and all 3 story placements. Some people will just do Instagram stories. Others will do just Instagram stories, Instagram Explore, and Instagram feed. I normally do these 7, but it depends. It depends on your demographic, and do your own testing and figure out what works best. Now at this point, we would have an alternative metal ad set, and I'll probably call it tiers 1, 2, 3. And then now we can go into our actual ad. And I'll get into the ad in a moment, but basically what we'd have to do is we grab our link, whatever our landing page is, we throw it on here. If you're doing the iOS 14 setup stuff, which I don't actually have this link configured to use, or actually maybe I do. No, I don't have this link configured to work with this account. But basically, if you want to do the iOS 14 stuff, you can check out this video right here, and that covers the in-depths of that. You don't have to do it anymore, but that's the video where you can learn how to do the custom domain setup stuff. You would choose this to listen now. You would add a thing, are you looking for catchy rock and metal for your next workout? Follow my playlist, something like that. Try to think of a way that'll entice the person to make the playlist valuable for their life. Maybe mention it's updated weekly, or if it's updated daily, mention that. And then you'll have your ad, right? You'd upload your video and you make sure it looks good in all the previews, and then you'd be ready to roll. Now, what you can do, and I'd recommend doing this, is if this video, imagine that we had a video there, and I'll show you the actual video in a moment. I could duplicate this video, and I could put a different video, because we don't know what video is going to work best, right? We don't know what song is going to attract people best to the playlist, what part of the song is going to attract people to the playlist, what type of video is going to work best to attract someone to this playlist. So it makes sense to test multiple videos to figure out what's going to get you the cheapest follower. Now, on that same note, after you get all your ads in there, you can duplicate the ad set, and we could try, maybe in this one before we're just targeting alternative metal, maybe now we're targeting metalcore. So now we have this kind of web of variables where we're testing multiple ads and multiple audiences to figure out what's the best combination of targeting and video creative that will get us the cheapest playlist follower. And that's how you optimize the stuff. You can test a bunch of different variables, figure out what's going to be the cheapest cost to get the most value out of your upfront investment. So with that being said, let's switch over to the actual campaign that's running. And I didn't do too much testing in this. So delete that campaign I just made. Now I can go inside of here. I only have one audience, but I have 2 ads. And you can see the difference here. These are the same videos, just with, I believe, different parts of the song. You can see they're performing like 25% difference in cost. One's 14 cents and one's 18 cents. And Facebook automatically distributes the budget between them to try to get me the best cost. And so if we jump into ad 2, and I'll show you what this one looks like first. I'm the one doing the singing and screaming vocals on that track. Then we go to ad 1, which I believe this was the worst, the less good. They're both doing pretty good, but this was the less good performing one. So this one's the chorus. The other one is like a pre-chorus or build-up to a chorus. And so ad 2, the build-up, actually did better, which is something that a lot of people don't realize. The chorus of your song isn't necessarily the best performing part of your song. And so when I send people to this playlist, I'm sending them there, and it's actually the first song in the playlist, right? And that makes sense to do. But if you're testing multiple songs, just put them all as the first few songs in the playlist. And then once you find the winner, make sure it's the first song in the playlist. And then you can calculate, you can see how much money you've invested into it. And then you can figure out how many followers you have. And you can do a calculation quickly to figure out what's your cost per follower. And then you can optimize your campaign from there and start tweaking stuff and seeing if you can get your cost per follower down over time. And the cool thing with this is, like, some playlists, after you promote them, will keep their audience for a long period of time, meaning months after you've stopped spending money, they'll still have a recurring amount of listeners that go back to their playlist. Other ones won't have as good as a return, and some playlists just won't perform well because maybe the topic's not ideal. So that's where the testing comes important. I would recommend you make multiple playlists with great art, great curation, get your music in there, make great videos, and run several playlist campaigns at a time. Figure out what one gets you the cheapest cost, and then double down or triple down on that one once you figured out of the multiple you're running, which ones work best. And if you're wondering like the nitty-gritty details of setting up and optimizing a campaign, I do have a course that covers everything about running Facebook ads to promote your music on Spotify, and there is a video on playlisting and some other more example ads in there as well. And if you want to see more videos on my channel that cover this topic, Facebook ads for music marketing as well, you can check out this playlist right here as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.